1 second, my brother's taking a piss.
I'm gonna keep that in. I'm not gonna remove that from the podcast.
Right as you said start.
Yo, Bobby, what's up?
That was the worst timing ever. He's almost done. You done taking a piss, Bob? You done taking a piss? Yeah. Why? Roger said 3, 2, 1, go. We're scoring 5. Okay. Okay.
Why are you standing on the top of the fucking chair?
He doesn't want to. I'm gonna be up till tonight, till like 8 or 9 p.m. So I'll be out there. I can do 3 hours sleep.
I'm going to Islin, New Jersey, looking for cars. You want to go? I'm getting a new car pretty soon, so Mom's probably going to give you the white car.
I don't want. I'm gonna have 2 cars. No light.
Well, I'm not fucking paying for it anyway after I get the car.
Alright. Okay. I'm gonna do the podcast. I'll tell you in a few minutes about it. Okay. You ready, Roger?
Yeah. Okay, let's do it.
Okay. You can keep as much of that in as you want to. That's what she said. 3. Why am I counting myself? Fuck it, I'm not gonna count myself. Okay. What's up, guys? It's Ron.
And Roger.
Yeah, and we're Ron and Roger's Dr. Pepper Pub or something. And this week we're going to be discussing 2003's Elf with Will Ferrell and James Caan. So this is about, for anyone who doesn't know, it's about an orphan who, during Christmas, sneaks into Santa's bag and gets raised as an elf, and then around the age of 20 or 30 or something, I don't really know, he goes to find his father in New York. And his father's on the naughty list, and he has to convert him to a good boy. That was a disgusting description. So, what did you think of this movie?
I really liked it. I really enjoyed the opening scene with like the all the stuff where I believe it's not CGI and done practically, where the elf is like really tall and stuff. I believe it's done practically. I mean, it doesn't look like CGI at least. So yeah, I really like that scene, and I especially like the scenes where it's just where it's like the compilation in New York and stuff. Where especially the scene where his shoes get cleaned, or however you call that. You remember that scene?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Like the guy who's next to him is like almost identical to my English teacher for some reason. So that was like weird to me.
Every movie we watch, you know someone who looks like someone.
Exactly.
Guy. And now it's the armchair guy who looks like your English teacher.
What do you think of the film?
I've probably seen this movie a total of like 15 times. It's a Christmas tradition in my family. We watch it like about once a year. We usually watch it once a year. Nothing gets in the way of the schedule. But I never really noticed how good of a film this actually is until I kind of watched it with intent, because usually it was just kind of on in the background. But there's a lot about this movie that I didn't notice. during all the other times I've seen it. And one of those is that the music just really fits. And I don't mean the score, which, by the way, is really great. It's a great original score. It's one of the few that you can really, that stays with you after the film. But the music in it just perfectly matches the scene. A good example is when he's drinking the soda. The music gets higher and higher and higher as he's drinking the soda. And it's just minor things like that that made me realize they really put a lot of effort into just making sure each scene was perfect.
Yeah, I didn't really pay attention to that many details the first time watching, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot of attention to details in this film. But yeah, I really this movie has a lot of really entertaining scenes in it, especially the ones with his dad, like the earlier scenes when he's really kind of leery of the fact that this is his son.
Yeah, I think also this movie has a lot of, I mean, in addition to the great acting, because there's nothing in this movie that took me out of it, with as far as acting goes. You know, every scene I felt like the characters, they weren't actors, they were actually the characters. And then also, I think almost this. I'm standing on a chair, by the way, rolling chair. But yeah, there were, I think, a lot of memorable scenes in this. Like there's the fight with Santa. You know, there's the elf where he gets choked by Peter Dinklage.
Choke me, Daddy.
I'll just throw a question your way. What did you think of the pacing in this?
Oh, it's really good. This movie actually flew by. It was like,
yeah, I would definitely agree with you there. I mean, I thought that after having seen this 15 times, like, it would kind of be a drag because I know what's happening. But there are scenes where I knew exactly what was going to happen, and I still found the scene pretty funny, you know? Like, specifically the scene in the mailroom where he's dancing. I think I might have said this in an earlier podcast, but my mom watches this movie whenever she wraps Christmas presents each year. And she had taken a break and wanted me to pause the movie. So she was in the other room for about 10 minutes. And there's this loop feature on the DVD player. And just because I liked the music, I decided I'd loop the music just so I had some in the background. And it's Hoop, There It Is. And it's, while he's in the mailroom, that's playing for about a minute and 8 seconds, I think. And I just kind of looped it. But I didn't realize that the loop played perfectly. And if you weren't paying attention, it would just kind of keep going. So my mom comes back in the room. I didn't take it off the loop. And she sits down, and I hit play. And then it says, "What, Chuck? What? What's going on in the mailroom? That's so important. You had to interrupt me." And then it's just the loop 20 times. And it just keeps going and going and going. And then look at my dad because he knew. But my mom didn't know, and she's just watching, and I'm watching her face, and over time, her expression starts to change. It says, "Ron, is this repeating?" And it had been like 15 minutes before she noticed. And so that's like a joke in the house. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed this movie a lot more than I expected to.
yeah, me too. I expected it to be like fun, but not this much fun. But it doesn't really focus that much on the just on the story with his dad and stuff. But you also have like the store and like the scene where like all the little scenes in New York and stuff.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed those scenes. They're like little scenes for only like 5 or 10 seconds that make this movie so much more entertaining to watch.
it's all kind of the side plots that are going on, and they all make sense. Nothing's really out of place in it, and everything. It all works, you know, and it works out well. It's nothing's forced, nothing's a drag. And by the way, for anyone who doesn't know, this movie was directed by John Favreau, I think his name's pronounced, and he was actually the same guy who directed and starred in the first Iron Man movie. So this has kind of a connection to the MCU.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was directed by John Favreau. That was a surprise to me when I saw that in the credits.
I really liked the score from this. I really liked the score from this. I thought it was pretty memorable. There are a lot of movies where the soundtrack's good, you know, it fits the movie. But with this one specifically, it was all that, and it was also kind of like something you could hum in your head as you're walking out of the theater. You know, and I think that's kind of a rare quality that not too many movies have.
Yeah, true. Like, especially nowadays. Not really that many movies have that.
Did you have any favorite moments in it?
Like, there were not really that many memorable moments in it for me personally, watching it for the first time. But just thinking back about the little scenes, like, the little scenes, those were really what makes this movie so much fun to me.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there.
Like, it's not, when I rewatch this film next year, it won't be because I enjoy the story about him trying to find his dad so much, but probably because of the little scenes that come in between the overall story of finding his dad.
Yeah. I think Will Ferrell also did an excellent job with acting in this. He really definitely committed to each scene. I think he also committed maybe a little bit too much to the one where he's eating the candy, because I heard that he actually ate the food. And it's like spaghetti and M&Ms and syrup all mixed together, and he had a stomach ache, and they had to shut down production for the rest of the day. But I think that's a good example of how much he was committed to this role, and it definitely shows. Was there anything you didn't like about this?
Not really. Like, it isn't like a perfect movie or anything like that. But
yeah.
I don't really have any specific negatives or stuff like that. Like, do you have any negatives? Maybe when you say something, I know, oh yeah, right, that kind of sucked.
That's fun enough. Let me start. Like, okay. Yeah, I have the two things I would say that kind of took me away from this movie are both near the beginning. Well, Bobby does have a package, but the two things I would say took me away from this movie and kind of brought my opinion of it down was, at first, he's back. I don't know whether to talk or not. Okay. Yeah, the two things about this movie that I would say kind of brought my opinion of it down would be, first off, the CGI at the beginning. And this is only for like a split second. It's the troll, I think. but it was just, and it's understandably bad, mostly because it's 2004. I mean 2003. Also, you don't want to burn a lot of the budget on a scene that's like half a second long. But that was kind of bad. And then also during the sequence where he's growing up, well, actually during kind of the whole first segment before he heads to New York, the elf size seemed to be really inconsistent. Like there's the stalls and the showers are one size, and then when he's on the bike, he's like bigger than when he is as an adult, and then he shrinks back down to make the toys, and then he gets bigger to fall on top of the other guy. And that, to me, it was, I mean, maybe it's just because I've seen the movie so many times that I'm overanalyzing details, but that would probably be my main bring down the thing that brought down the film for me. But other than that, I didn't really dislike much.
Yeah, and I mean the final scene, the CGI is pretty terrible over there. Like when Santas are riding a sleigh. But really, when you go to a movie called Elf, do you really go and watch a movie to judge it by the CGI? Like if a superhero movie has terrible CGI, then it's like a really big problem. But like for a movie called Elf, I didn't really, it didn't bug me that much as it could bug me, you know?
Yeah, I think the CGI, it wasn't great, but it was understandable why it was at that level. Mostly because you didn't want to just waste money with the budget on things. I think they did good management of the budget. Did you have anything else about the movie? The It?
Not really.
Almost fell over again, but I'm good.
No, I don't really have anything else to say about it.
So then what would you probably give this out of 10?
Probably a 9 out of 10. It's probably like one of my favorite Christmas movies.
I would probably give it a pretty similar score, either 9 or 9.25. I thought it was it did a lot of things right. It was just above everything else. I thought it was a really funny movie, and I think it did all that while still being PG, which is kind of a little bit of a feat. There was like pretty much no swearing, or anything like that, and I think to have that much funny in a movie without without having any profane humor was kind of shows a little bit of skill. Alright, so
Ron and Roger's Dr. Pepper Pop, the podcast with a lot of awkward moments. And your mom starts screaming.
alright, so I guess for this one, Roger's final score.
Oh, yeah, 9 out of 10.
That's your turn.
Yeah, it's a 9 out of 10 for me.
Alright, Roger's final score 9 out of 10. I'm going to give Elf a 9.25 out of 10. This is definitely a great movie. It's got a lot of funny moments, and this is a family movie. Unlike Silent Night, Deadly Night, you can watch this with your grandma. Yeah, just if you haven't seen this, definitely check it out. It's perfect time to. And
if anyone's even watching this now, Our non-existent fan base.
We got our regular 8 viewers, 3 of which are mine. Alright, and join
But,
us next week. Be discussing a movie.
You look high as shit. By the way, I think you and Roger should marry.
Be the best man for both. Both best man.
Anyway, what movie are we going to do next week? Because I have a movie we could do.
Which group is this going to? My ass. What? Good old Ron with the teeth. Just some stupid jokes from us. Don't mind us. Or mind us. I don't really care. Alright, I think that's going to do it for
What the fuck? My poster just randomly fell off my door. Jeez, our podcasts are haunted.
This ninja star's looking good in the wall here.
My God, jeez, that's loud.
Alright, I think that's going to do it for us for this week. Join us next week when we will be discussing a movie.
Silent Night. Silent Night.
We're going to be discussing Silent Night, Deadly Night.
No. Just Silent Night, which is basically...
Just Silent Night.
It's not Silent Night, Deadly Night, just Silent Night. It's a loose remake of Silent Night, Deadly Night, which I have not seen yet, but is like the best Silent Night, Deadly Night movie after the first one. And it looks pretty good and different, so I'm pretty I'm kind of interested, and I want to see it.
Alright. So join us next week, or the week after that, if we miss an upload.
So yeah, join us next week, non-existent fan base.
All 3 of you watching.
All 3 of you viewers, make sure you join us next week.
Make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon, smash that button.
Smash that like button, and make sure you click the bell to never miss another podcast.
Because there's some high quality videos right here.
We deserve a lot more subscribers.
Oh yeah. Your videos have not been getting many views lately. Cool video, by the way.
You know, the way...
A fucking month making this! A fucking month! And that's the best you can do!
The way...
A month!
The way that comment should have been, would have been like, hey man, thanks for making my request come true. I really appreciate it. I really enjoyed the video. It's really cool. Why haven't your videos gotten a lot of views lately? That should have been the comment, not first starting about how you don't get any views anymore.
Cool video, by the way.
By the way.
Alright, I think that's going to do it for this one.
Yeah, see you next time, guys.